You've had your warning. You need to leave.
I know about your plan to stop the hybrid.
My plan to stop the hybrid? What exactly do you think you know? And how did you get that information?
I can help you. I know my way around the Ice Palace. I can get you to the hybrid.
The only people who have been inside the Ice Palace are elves. So, what are you? A separatist? A spy? Or a liar?
I am an alb. Well, I was before the ELEX cleared my system. It was my raider that was shot down in the mountains near Goliath. I was betrayed by my own people, and I want to know why.
So, you want my help to get revenge? That's not the best motive. I trust you. You get your revenge. And then what's to stop you taking ELEX and turning back into an owl?
If you've gotten to the Ice Palace by that point, what do you care?
What's to say you aren't still serving the hybrid?
The fact you're still breathing.
Let's say you're speaking the truth. Tell me what the hybrid knows about my plans.
That you are researching the properties of ELEX. That you're planning to transmute it into mana. That gives you power and makes ELEX both unusable by the hybrid and poisonous to albs.
You've been told nothing that couldn't have been guessed at.
When my raider crashed, I was on a mission to find you to learn more. If the hybrid still wants that information, he'll send someone else to finish the mission and to kill you.
I've dealt with several albs that have tried.
And it's delayed you and your research each time. Whatever the hybrid is doing, he's close to succeeding. He has time on his side. You don't.
And? What do you want in return for helping me?
Whatever is happening in Zakor has to be why someone sabotaged my mission and had me set for execution. We both need to get into the Ice Palace.
Then you're out of luck. There's no way to get in unnoticed. You won't even make it up the ramp to the gates.
Not alone, but you have a plan to get in. Take me with you.
You've talked. You said nothing. Now do as I asked and leave.
I trained with the Elexitors. I know how they think. I know my way around the Ice Palace. Do you really think you can reach the hybrid without me?
I'm supposed to trust you with the future of Magellan? Based on a few words? No. If you want me to believe you can get me into the Ice Palace, then first you show me that you can get inside an alb converter. If you want me to believe you will help me stop the hybrid, then you get inside each of those converters and you shut them down. When all 5 of those converters have stopped, then I will believe you.
You expect me to deactivate all 5 converters?
Those machines have fed the albs for too long. The less ELEX the albs have, the weaker they become, and the safer it is for the rest of our world. Will you help us?
You should hold only the Elexitors and the hybrid responsible for the converters.
So, all the other albs are their victims too? They're controlled by the Elexitors? Well, we will see if that is true once the hybrid and the Elexitors are gone. Until then, they are the enemy.
The albs aren't the only ones killing people. The free people kill Albs and they kill each other.
True, but we've made peace before. And we might find it again by coming together to fight the Albs. The fate of all the free people is linked. If Ulbricht launches his offensive against the Albs and the clerics fail, then the Albs will conquer Ignadon and take control of all the ELEX there. That will damn us as sure as the Albs defeating us here.
What do you know about the Elexitors?
What we know, we've learned from prisoners. That means I know who you are, Commander Jax. We learned recently it was you who had crashed. I know too that your father Wardek didn't leave Zakor under orders. He fled to Abessa.
Wardek, I've received reports of problems with the production of ELEX in Edan.
Yes, the converter there is inactive. It went offline hours ago.
A technical malfunction should have been repaired by now.
This is more than a malfunction. I think the Berserkers have attacked the converter. I suspect it has been overrun.
The hybrid would have seen that.
Then speak to the hybrid, Parsec. I'm telling you what I know.
You don't speak to the hybrid unless you are summoned.
Then get yourself summoned. We need to know what's going on and why he has withdrawn. We cannot implement the will of the hybrid if he doesn't tell us what it is, or if we lose any more converters.
Are you questioning the hybrid? Whatever has happened to the converter must be his will. It is not our place to question his ways. It is our duty to serve his will. You and your sons.
We know our place, Parsec. We serve the hybrid.
It sounds like he too has enemies in the Ice Palace.
That makes no sense.
Wardek left without an escort. There are Alb forces searching for him. We've captured some of them. Wardek has joined the Separatists in Abessa. I see I know more about your own people than you do.
Father, Jax, so it's true. You are alive. I hadn't dared to hope.
So, you left Zakor? Have you stopped taking ELEX too?
I am trying, but it's difficult. You must have experienced the problems of ELEX withdrawal yourself.
I was unconscious during the worst of it. My body was already drained of ELEX when I awoke.
There is more to the changes than just the physical. It is how your mind copes with the rejection of all that you have known, all that you have been in life. Tell me, what do you make of the world you have discovered since leaving Zakor?
That the free people are capable of resisting the Albs. We are told we are superior, but the Albs have failed to crush them, or their spirit.
That will change soon. The first Elexitor, Tarek, is assembling his troops before the gates of the Ice Palace. He will make his move and he will succeed in conquering the lands of the free people. We have to stop him, or our people will perish.
What are you doing here with the Separatists?
I had no other choice. I tried to stop Tarek in Zakor, but he realized my plans. He would have killed me if I had stayed. I hope that I can still make a difference from here. I can help to bring a halt to Tarek's plans. His blind obedience of the hybrid endangers all our people.
What is it he's doing that threatens the Albs? Why is Tarek such a danger?
Tarek is a puppet. He has given his will to the hybrid. The hybrid and his new directive dominate our people. And soon, Tarek will dedicate all our people, the whole of the fighting strength of Zakor, to an invasion of the lands of the free people. All this death for one purpose. Greater power to the hybrid. I say we need to find another way. One that does not lead to our ruin.
You served the directive to obtain all ELEX for the hybrid. What changed your mind?
What happened to our search for knowledge? What happened about our evolution? What about researching the nature of ELEX? All those were key to the Alp people. And all have been dominated by the hybrid's demand for ELEX. A lot has changed at the Ice Palace since the coming of the hybrid, and the pace of that change is only accelerating. The hybrid tells us nothing of this future he sees. He is obsessed with his own evolution, and that is only attainable through the consumption of ever greater quantities of ELEX. No Alp, no free person will be allowed to stand in his way. I still believe in serving the Albs of Zakor, but to achieve that, I now know that the hybrid must be removed from the Ice Palace.
If the hybrid's evolution is not yet complete, shouldn't we ensure he reaches his final form?
With all the sacrifices we've made, with all the blood he once spilled, has he told us what he will achieve if he attains that? How do we know what he will become? No, my loyalty ended on the day of your execution. I will not sacrifice my son for the ideals of that machine.
Then we should ask the hybrid what he will become. We should know what we are choosing between.
Do you think the hybrid will talk to us? To him, we have no more free will than the mutants he commands. You know the price that an owl pays to reach the highest ranks in Zakor.
You summoned me, Master?
Kallaks, you have proven yourself loyal to the directive. You are efficient. You obey your orders. Those are the marks of a true Alb. I have watched you and your brother, and the honor you have brought to your father. You will all have a part to play in the events that are to come. Are you ready to play that part, Kallaks? Will you join those chosen to evolve?
The hybrid's will is above all. I will serve the hybrid.
And so it shall be. Open your mind to me, Kallaks. Know my thoughts and serve the directive.
You and your brother were the strongest warriors at the Ice Palace's command. Strong, intelligent, iron-willed. No one could equal you. And now look at you. Today, you are an outcast.
I suspect that my failure in execution was planned by someone at the Ice Palace.
I share those suspicions, but I have yet to find any proof.
My raider being shot down, the Alps being nearby to carry out my execution. The chances of those things happening without being planned.
But the questions are why and who. The only cause I can think of is your free will. All other Alps took the hybrid's favor as an honor. You questioned it. But who ordered your death? Who coordinated it? That, I don't know.
What about Zardom? I know he was behind the attack on my raider.
Now that he has left the Ice Palace, he would have no reason to do that. Zardom was always set on becoming First Elexitor. If he thought you were an impediment to that, he would have no hesitation in having you killed. But now he's here, out of Zakor, who knows what his plans are?
I know Zardom wanted my raider shot down. Zardom knew I was flying to Adan, and he knew the purpose of my mission.
Well, if that is true, I don't know how he knew that information. No. Zardom was already in exile when you received your orders from the hybrid.
Then someone at the Ice Palace must have got that information to him.
If Zardom is behind this, then he had help. But why would another owl communicate with an exile?
What about my brother, Kallaksom?
I don't believe that. I am sure if your brother is involved, it is only as an instrument. He must be being used by other people. He would only have carried out the execution if he had orders to do so.
What about the hybrid?
The hybrid needed you and your skills to achieve his aims. While your free will may have made you stand out, your will is nothing to the hybrids. You were under his control and offered no threat. Besides, if he wanted you dead, he could have had you shot without the need for this intricate plan.
What about the first Elexitor, Tarek?
He has the power and the intellect to plan something like this. But he is no longer himself. These days he is merely a vassal to the hybrid. I don't think he possesses the ability to think as freely as this. I don't think he would do this without orders from the hybrid.
So who do you think is behind this?
I don't know. Even if there is someone behind this, I think you will learn his name on the day you stride up the great ramp to the Ice Palace.
Where is Kallaksom now?
Your brother knows you are still alive. He is looking for you. He wants to finish what he started and prove his loyalty. After all, technically, he failed in his mission to execute you. He will want to remedy that. That is why he is traveling alone. He is currently in the mountains of Abessa on the border of Zakor, awaiting information on your whereabouts. Have no doubt, he will strike as soon as he knows where you are.
Not if I get to him first.
I would rather you both join together. The death of either of you weakens us all.
It is far too late for us to be reconciled.
There must be a way to free him from the hybrid. He's a slave like Tarek. If you could free him from the hybrid's will, then you could both be reconciled.
And if he comes for me in the meantime, I will fight him rather than die myself.
If that is your fate. But you think clearly and independently now, Jax. You can decide your own destiny.
Which one of you convinced Wardek to join your cause?
No one did. Your father chose to join us himself. I hope that you too can see the strength of our cause.
I doubted what I was told. That you were failing the hybrid. Yet now even the fact that you still breathe stands against the directive. Why did you come here, Jax? What did you expect to find?
My brother.
You appeal to me with emotion? The bond of blood with you, with Father, once gave me honor. Now all I have is shame. Your execution should have saved me from that.
And yet, here I stand. You failed the directive, Kallaksom. Perhaps we aren't perfect after all. Wardek hid the truth. We were born free people. ELEX, the hybrid, our father. They decided what we would become.
Powerful, superior. They opened the door to our evolution. Our past is irrelevant.
So we've been told. But what other lies have we yet to uncover? You take the promises of the future and serve without question. But even now as an Elexiter, what does the hybrid tell you, Kallaks? What do you know of the truth?
From the ashes came the clerics, believers in Kalan. From Kalan came the Albs, believers in the future. From ELEX came the hybrid, seer of all things. Together we serve no god, we bow to no person. Together we shall evolve.
Evolve into what? The Albs existed before the hybrid. Now we serve him. Now we bow to him. He has taken the place of Kalan.
Do you think you can anger me? I don't need anger, brother. The directive tells me you must die. What is dead should stay dead.
Stop there!
He has some explaining to do. Kallaks lured me into a trap. You told me Kallaks was traveling alone, but I was ambushed by several units of Alb soldiers.
I told you what I knew of him. Kallaks must have changed his plans.
Where did you get that information in the first place?
From Kallaks.
Then either you lied, or Kallaks used you to set a trap for me.
The hybrid has made him blind to all other things. You must help set your brother free from the hybrid's control.
I can't promise you that.
This nonsense has to end. He was your brother in arms. He is your brother by blood.
Kallaks told me I was to become an Elexiter, one of the chosen. What does that mean?
That you were directly under the hybrid's control, working together as a group to do the hybrid's will.
But I don't remember even having access to the hybrid. As a full Elexiter, Kallaks was the one who had access. He was the one who always spoke directly to him. There must be more to this. It just doesn't add up.
Then you need to speak to Kallaks yourself.
I would have done, but the combat mechs you failed to warn me about had other ideas.
There must be another way to reach him.
And how do I do that without walking into another trap?
You will have to find a place where the combat mechs won't go. Then, you'll need to lure him there.
Any suggestions for where I can lure him?
No. That's a question you'll have to answer yourself.
Lure Kallaks? Are you serious?
It's better than you fighting his combat mechs.
Then give me a suggestion, Father. If you want to help him, then help me.
Something important happened in the past that I have yet to tell you. Kallaks has known for some time, and I think he fears the truth.
What is it he fears?
Losing his rank as Elexiter.
Tell me this secret.
There is a small fishing village on an island to the south of Idan. It is now long abandoned. You should go there. That is where you will find the answers you are seeking.
You must be able to tell me more than that.
I could tell you, but you may not believe me. You have to see it yourself to understand. I will speak to you when you return.
So, this is the place Wardek wanted me to see. This place, there's something familiar about it. I have been here before. This path, this beach. It was a long time ago, but I was here. I was still a child. A young child. I lived here with my parents. This was my home. It was raining. They came out of the darkness with their weapons of light and fire. People ran in panic. They ran. They were cut down. The town on fire. Screaming. Another boy hiding near me. Just as afraid as I was. Everyone else was gone. All that remained were the lifeless bodies in the surf. It was just me. And the other boy. Then one of the attackers found us and took us with them. He named me Jax, and the other boy, Kallaksom. So, that is what Wardek kept secret all these years. Kallaksom and I weren't born in Zakor. We came from your dad. We were born berserkers. Why would Wardek hide that from us? I've been to the fishing village in Edan.
Then do you understand?
That Kallaksom and I were born berserkers and not Albs? Do I understand that you killed our parents and carried us off to the Ice Palace as your children? What I don't understand is why.
I wanted heirs. I had achieved much. But I wanted to found a dynasty of the most powerful Albs to follow in my footsteps. But I couldn't have children. So I did what Albs do. I took what I wanted, and I was successful. Look at what you and Kallaksom achieved. You rose to the very top in Zakor. My legacy was almost complete. You were poised to rule.
We were. Then someone set me up. Now, your bastard children are trying to kill each other.
Yes, all the plans I had shattered.
Your plans? You destroyed our lives.
What life are you talking about? I saved you from death when the Albs destroyed your village. Your parents would be dead anyway. Your lives would have been short, desperate, futile. What would you be? A fisherman? A vagrant in the forests? A wanderer amongst the rat holes of Edan? You both have me to thank for lives of greatness. This truth is what you can use to lure Kallaksom. He wants to hold on to power, and fears that if the truth of his birth became known, then he would lose that power. Threaten to reveal the truth, and Kallaksom will come to you. There is one place Kallaksom will not dare to take anyone from Zakor. You will know it when you see it.
Did you mean to do that?
If you know so much, then you can tell me who shot my raider down.
Until you told me different, I had assumed it was mechanical trouble. If we could shoot Alb raiders down, we'd do it more often. What I can tell you is it wasn't us. You might have been flying over Edan, but no berserker caused your crash.
Then was it the Separatists?
Near Goliath? That's unlikely. From what you've told me, I'd say it was from your own people.
No Alb would dare. I was on a mission ordered directly by the hybrid.
Ha! Albs kill each other all the time. Fail a mission and you're executed. Run and you're shot in the back. Or in your case, Kallaksom came to have you executed. Yes, I had heard that too.
Kallaksom serves the hybrid. He was following the directive. Fail a mission and die.
And, had you failed? Certainly your raider crashed, but you were in Edan. Your mission had only just started. It sounds more like someone wanted it stopped.
No Alb can refuse an order from the hybrid.
Wardek has fled. Kallaksom was answering orders. If you ask me, you should be looking to the actions of Zardo.
If I am to help you reach the Ice Palace, I need help repairing an Alb Raider.
An Alb Raider would definitely be an asset. How badly damaged is it?
It won't fly right now, but if I had access to spares, I could get it to fly again.
Well, you won't find stockpiles of Alb spares around here. But that is your choice. You know the task you have been set. If you want my help, you must shut down those converters.
What are you going to do?
That is none of your business. You have your task, I have mine. Succeed in yours, and perhaps I will tell you more of my plans. Until then...
Trust must be earned.
I hope you are what you say you are. Come to me when you have something to report.
Can we get the fuck out of here?
Too easy. No. No. Too easy.
So, that creature's down to me, is it? I'll help. Yeah! that creature's down to me, is it?
This could be useful. I'm in. You said the reactor coil needs replacing?
Yeah, that thing won't last more than 2 kilometers.
Then what do we do now? I need that raider operational.
Yeah, but where are we supposed to get an X-48 reactor coil?
I found a replacement reactor coil for the raider.
Hey, yeah, that'll do it. That is a miracle right there. Right, I'll get to work and install it now.
Some of them have taken to wearing the clothing of the free people. Why did they turn against the directive?
Their unit was cut off from their ELEX rations. They developed emotions.
They grew weak. Once their ELEX rations were restored, they should have seen the truth of that. Instead, they killed their own kind and ran. I want to know if they had help in escaping.
Whatever the cause, this isn't isolated. Several groups of separatists have broken from our ranks recently.
Separatists? You mean traitors. Do you think someone could be deliberately tampering with the ELEX rations? We should send word to all units. Any signs of emotion must be reported immediately. We will remain vigilant to the enemy within, as well as without.
So speaks a true Alb. I am proud of you both. Your strength, your commitment to the cause, they are known throughout Zakor.
We will bring you only honor, Father. The directive stands above all.
Duty and honor stand above all. Without them, we are nothing.
There is one thing that's worrying me about the Raider.
What is it?
Well, no, I'll tell you when I'm sure. I need some more time to check it over, all right? There's so much to fix around here. Fucking heaven in a junkyard.
The converters you wanted destroyed. There are no more active converters. I shut them all down.
Then, on behalf of the free people, I thank you. The converters are the worst thing your people ever did to us. Well, I say your people, but perhaps you have earned my trust enough to separate you from the Albs and Zakor. Perhaps we can work together. Good. What else can you report?
You were right. Zardom was behind the attack on my raider.
You were betrayed by your own. What will you do now you know Zardom was responsible for the attack?
Nothing, until I can find him. He's disappeared.
Sadly, I doubt that means he's dead. His disappearance must be part of his plan, whatever that may be. Yes. And?
Kallak trapped me.
And you survived?
You had an audience with the hybrid?
He summoned me, I obeyed. He opened his mind to me and I saw the universe. Skies stretching to infinity. I always knew his mind stretched across Magalan. But what I saw, the hybrid truly sees all.
And so the hybrid serves the Alps, and the Alps will see his directive is carried out. All ELEX to the hybrid.
There was something else though, Jax. A sense of the past, but I couldn't see it.
The hybrid shows us only what we need to see.
What did you see when you had your audience with the hybrid?
I don't know. I don't remember anything from then. I know I saw him, that we spoke. That since then, I have known his will, understood his purpose clearer than I did before.
I heard Tarek and Parsec discussing the time before the hybrid. The moment they found him, I think that is what I was sensing.
The hybrid has given us purpose. Before him, we sought evolution. Only with him can we find it.
Tarek said the hybrid saw the fall, that Magalan ignored his warning about the comet.
Such stories are irrelevant.
The past is irrelevant. Only the future counts. All ELEX to the hybrid.
All ELEX to the hybrid. Yes, but it seems Kallak still thinks I must be killed.
Then you have even more motivation to reach the Ice Palace. Do you have anything else to report?
Do you really believe you can transmute all of the ELEX on Magellan at once?
Removing ELEX from this world is our best hope, but it is far from simple to achieve.
My raider is almost ready. The mechanic is preparing to bring the reactor online.
Good. It could prove useful.
Then are you going to tell me your plans?
Get the raider finished. We need everything complete before I will share my plans with you. Do you have anything else to report?
Ulbricht's offensive against the Alps in Ignadon was a success.
A success is too optimistic. It has delayed the Alps, not defeated them. Still, it is the first good news I've heard from Ignadon. Now, it falls to us to cause the Alps another setback. I must finish my work before it is too late. It seems you can deliver on your word. I would not have thought it possible for anyone to shut down all of the converters. Your deeds will be remembered by all the free people. We have a real chance to win the war now. Now we take the war to the hybrid. Now the hybrid must die, so everyone can be free.
You want to kill the hybrid?
Kill or convert. My studies indicate that mana will poison him. Kill him if we must. But there's also a chance we can change him with it.
You're getting ahead of yourself. First, you've got to tell me your plans.
Very well. But there's much to discuss. Ask your question, and I will see if I can answer.
And so, full circle. Sent to Thorold from the Ice Palace. To learn the truth. To kill the truth. And now I return. The hybrid stronghold that I defended for so long. Unquestioning. Serving the hybrid and my addiction to ELEX. But what is it that Zakor is really defending? Thorold wants to strike at the hybrid by destroying the ELEX that feeds it. But what is the hybrid using the ELEX for? Has his vision failed, leaving me to act outside the directive? Or am I merely part of his greater plan? Who planned the failure of my mission? Did they want me to die? Or did they want Thorold to live? And so, full circle. Sent to hybrid, I go back to the Ice Palace. To learn the truth. To kill the truth. So, what are your plans for getting into the Ice Palace?
The Alps will move the bulk of their forces to the borders of Zakor. We need to take out those positions. That will open the way for a direct assault. What I need to know first is whether the Separatists will help us with this attack. Or if they attack us as we move against Zakor. Are you ready?
What will make you trust the Separatists?
The same as it took to trust you. I want to see them start shooting at Alps. Actions speak more than words. Actions earn trust.
Your plan is a frontal attack?
We've scouted the Ice Palace, and now is the time to strike. The Alps have moved their forces. They trust too much in those energy barriers of theirs. All we need to do is take out the barrier generators, and we will open our way in. Your raider is perfect for that task. That's why we need it.
How are we going to destroy the barrier generators?
We crippled a similar generator when we attacked the converter here in Idan. All we had to do was target the ventilation port. It took one shot from our ballista to cripple the generator, and that brought the shield down. Your radar cannon has a lot more power than a ballista. So, if you hit the generator's ventilation port at full power, it will blow and the Ice Palace will lose its defense.
One raider won't stop an army.
The Alps' biggest weak point is ELEX. With the converters gone, we've cut off their new supplies. Now, we need to take out what they have stockpiled.
And what if your plan to transmute all their ELEX stocks doesn't work?
If they still have their ELEX, we can't fight the Alp army. We will have to target their commanders instead. If we kill the Alb commanders in charge of the defenses around the Ice Palace, the resistance should crumble. With them dead, the soldiers won't stop us getting into the Ice Palace.
So, what are you planning to do when you get to the hybrid?
Heal him. If we can bring him into contact with a seedling, it will transmute the ELEX within him, changing his nature. We can heal him as we heal the planet.
To reach the hybrid, we will need the code to his chamber.
Don't you think I know that? But none of my prisoners have known the code or would give it up. All I have discovered is that it has something to do with the hybrid's past.
But what? The Elexitors are the only ones with access to the hybrid. Anyone below that rank can't enter the chamber unless the hybrid calls them personally.
Then you need to find an Elexitor and get the code out of him.
You said we could change the hybrid instead of killing him?
We can try and change him with mana. If it doesn't work, the mana will poison him. Is that a problem?
You think killing should be an easy decision?
That thing hasn't hesitated to order the deaths of hundreds, thousands. There is a chance we can convert it, change it with mana. But change him or kill him, he must be stopped.
Killing the hybrid is the only way to save Magellan. For all his knowledge and power, he must answer for what he has done. Whatever his plan is, it can't be worth the damage he's caused.
I agree. While there is a chance we could stop the fighting and keep his knowledge, we would be risking all of Magellan to try. We can hope the mana will heal him, as it is healing Magellan. Maybe we could force him onto a different path, but the safety of the planet must come first, even if that means killing him.
The Elexitors say that the hybrid has a greater plan for all of us. That he knows the nature of ELEX and why it came to our world. That he has the power to see the future. Before we act, we should find out what the hybrid knows. If we don't gain the knowledge, we could pay the price for it.
Well, if he has a plan that is supposed to benefit us, I haven't seen a sign of it. That thing only wants power. Listen to him if you must, but take this seedling into the chamber with you. You must attach it to the hybrid. That is how we will tame him or kill him.
The last time I tried to confront Kallak, he didn't come alone. There were Albs patrolling the area where we were to meet. I need to get him alone.
Then you must choose a place yourself. Zardum's old hiding place, for instance. Maybe there you will get a chance to meet Kallak alone.
It's good that I know where and how I can challenge Kallak. I will send Kallak a message through my adjutor. I expect he will go there straight away.
Then you should act now, before he decides to attack you.
How far advanced is your plan to transmute the ELEX?
The planning is complete. If it works in practice, then all the ELEX on Magellan should be transmuted. But I can't control that amount of magical energy on my own. I will need a strong mage to help me. Someone who truly understands the nature of ELEX and mana.
Then ask Kaya.
Kaya has the ability. But as for the temperament, this isn't the time for impulsiveness. The magic we'd be channeling if she didn't follow orders.
What other choice do you have?
Well, bold times take bold decision. I'll have to trust her. But she won't listen to a request from me. You must ask her to do it.
This struggle will determine the fate of all the people on Magellan.
Thorold needs your help with this ELEX experiment.
So he thinks he's finally done it, does he? That he can take away the fighting strength of the Albs with one act of magic. You should help him. Tell Thorold I'll be there when he starts the experiment.
Kaya will help with the experiment.
She will? And is she ready now?
Why don't you ask yourself?
Are you sure you are ready for this?
Are you? Are you sure this will work?
You're not the only mage, Kaya. I'm certain of my findings. 90% certain. 60 or 70% at worst. But if we pull it off, who's to know we were ever worried? Everything is ready. We can begin immediately.
You should begin the experiment now.
So be it. Keep your distance. This could be dangerous for anybody close by. We failed. We were close, but Zardom must have known what we were planning. I can't try again alone. Even if we can find Kaya, it would take weeks to recalibrate everything before attempting that again. We must move to attack the Ice Palace as soon as we can. If they are this intent on stopping us, the hybrid must be close to achieving his plans.
What about Kaya?
Kidnapping her has stopped me making any further progress with my plans. But then killing her would also have stopped the transmutation. So why did he kidnap her? Zardom must have seen the same power in Kaya that you did. He must be planning to use that power for himself in some way.
He was interested in her. He asked me to find her. That can't be a coincidence. Where do you think Zardom has taken Kaya?
Zakor. His ambition has always been to take command there. He seeks a chance to rule. So, he'll want to keep an eye on things in the Ice Palace. He will be close to there.
What if Zardom wasn't responsible for your failure? What if something else stopped your transmutation?
His intervention is the only thing that makes sense.
You don't seem certain.
The only other explanation is that ELEX itself was resisting the transformation. But that's not probable.
Not probable or not possible?
Resistance would imply purpose, consciousness. And ELEX is a substance, not an entity. It isn't alive.
Kaya thought ELEX could be alive.
What are you talking about?
She said that's what she felt. That ELEX is more than a substance, that it communicated with her. Couldn't that be what went wrong?
What you're saying is impossible. Kaya is able enough when it comes to magic, but she's misinterpreted what she's seen. I've run experiments on ELEX, studied it for years, and I've seen nothing to indicate that what you're saying is true. How could Kaya just stumble on something like this in the time she's had?
What will you do now that the experiments failed?
We must take the fight to the hybrid. It seems an assault on the Ice Palace is the only way to end this war. We will see each other again in Zakor. You said that we are fighting for the same cause. So, we must take that fight to the hybrid. And, for the hope of all Magalan, we must be victorious. The lands of the free...
High probability of an ambush. Recommend requesting reinforcements.
I'm making preparations to attack the Ice Palace.
Then I wish you well. There was a time when I would have pledged you my support, but I cannot join you. I wish you luck. May Kallan be with you.
Our preparations are almost complete. It is almost time to attack the Ice Palace.
The Ice Palace? And you found some other lunatics to help you.
It's the only way to stop the hybrid from conquering Magalan.
Yeah. Or it's a way to piss him off so he decides to come out fighting and kill everything that moves. But until then, maybe I'll come and watch him take you apart. Have fun out there. I know I will.
I'm preparing to attack the Ice Palace.
Yes, I've heard you have been working with Thorald. I have heard reports of Alb troop movements in Zekor. It's time you moved. Will you fight alongside Thorald?
Looks like it.
Good. Then I will wait on Thorald's order to send you support. Magalan is depending on you both. Bring an end to the hybrid.
Have you seen Wardek, my father?
I thought he was traveling with you. I don't know where he is now.
I'm ready to attack the Ice Palace.
You have achieved much, but I am still to understand your intentions.
What do you mean?
Which side are you fighting for? Are you fighting against the hybrid? Or are you only motivated by your need to revenge yourself against the Alexiters?
I am on the side of the free people. Zekor's exploitation of them must be stopped once and for all.
But what are your intentions for the hybrid? Will you admit that he seeks to control the destiny of the Owls? We will only fight alongside you if you share our interests. The hybrid goes, the old directive must be restored. Tell me your intentions.
The hybrid's rule must end. There's no other way to finish this.
Then we stand with you. I will order final preparations to begin. We will meet again in Zekor. Victory will be ours.
Not bad.
I think we had better be careful here.
I know you're here, Kallak. Show yourself so we can end this.
Where is the tactical skill that had the hybrid ready to appoint you one of the chosen? There you stand in the open, ready to be picked off. How vulnerable your feelings have made you.
What brought you here, Kallak? I sent you one message, and you came running.
So, you know about our past? Wardek should have kept our secret. I will not let you spread the story further. I will keep my honor.
That sounds like emotion to me, Kallak. Fear, anger, confusion. Which of those drove your attempt to murder me?
Murder? You failed your mission. The directive is clear. Failure of a mission is punishable by execution. Is that why you really came here, Jax? Are you ready to die?
How long have you known that we are the children of berserkers?
I have always known. You were too young to remember, but I have always remembered the faces of my real parents. But they too are irrelevant. We benefited from the fact we were taken from the berserkers.
You are my brother. That must count for something.
Are you trying to provoke an emotional reaction? Emotions are a waste of energy. They cloud perception.
I must speak to the hybrid directly. What is the code to his chamber?
Only Elexitors can be told that. You are no Elexitor.
I know the code has something to do with the hybrid's past, but all I know of his past is that the Albs found him, that he showed our leaders the future and took control of our people.
The past is irrelevant. All that counts is the future.
So why does the hybrid hide this? What is it about his past that he wants to stay hidden? You saw his past when you had an audience with him.
What I saw is irrelevant.
The universe, skies stretching to infinity. Does that relate to the code? You said Tarek talked about the old world. Is that a clue? Come on, Kallaksom. You know there is more to this. I know you wanted answers then. You must still want them.
I serve the directive. The law demands the death of those who learn it illegally.
So I'm right. It is something to do with his past, with what you saw.
The past is irrelevant.
You expect me to believe that you have never wondered about the code? It could be anything. It would be logical for it to be random. It would be efficient to change it, but instead the code remains the same and is rumored to link to his past. Doesn't that sound emotional? Why would he stick with something like that? It has to mean something.
You are allowing your own emotions to cloud your thinking.
Our world is in the hands of the hybrid. We should know what makes him who he is.
The past is irrelevant. All that counts is the future. The hybrid must achieve supremacy.
What did you mean, appoint me to the chosen?
All Albs the hybrid sees as having Elexitor potential have a biocore chip implanted to maximize their efficiency. They and others he sees the potential in. We have been selected to serve his future, to ensure the future comes to pass. You had been chosen to evolve to the next level. The hybrid had even had you implanted with a chip ready to communicate with you, so he could guide your thoughts.
If I have a chip, then why hasn't the hybrid ordered me back to Zakor? How can I have my free will?
Because you got lucky. Your chip must have been damaged when I attempted to execute you. That is the only explanation.
Convenient that your proof has been destroyed.
Tell me, Jax, do you never see images you can't explain? Visions?
Yes.
Some of those will be memories. Others are thoughts that spring from your connection to the hybrid. He sees the future, the plans of the free people. All of Magalan and some of those visions will have leaked into your mind through the chip. You have come to me with the emotion and twisted logic of the free people. Listening to you any longer is a waste of time. I will end this here and now. You had your chance, but you let it pass. You will not stand against me.
Yeah, I'm on it.
The code is something to do with the hybrid's past. The vision that Kallaksom saw. Kallaksom's reaction proves I'm on the right track. And it has something to do with the old world. Perhaps it might mean something to Harley. He knows a lot about old world installations. I knew Zardom must have brought you here.
The feel of this place is terrible. Where are we?
In Zardom's hideout, on the border between Abessa and Zakor.
That explains the disturbance in the ELEX.
Where is he? Where is Zardom?
I don't know. He hasn't been here for a long time.
Well, then he must have got what he wanted. That means he's gone to the Ice Palace.
That bastard paralyzed me and left me here. He must have planned that all along. Why didn't he just kill me?
He must have wanted to use your strength. It must have been part of his plan to regain his place in the Ice Palace. But you must have been too strong for him.
Well, why ever he left me alive, it was a mistake. I won't let him surprise me like that again. Thank you for looking for me.
We're doing great. Okay.
You better have a reason for waking me up.
Follow.
Okay. Not good. Not good at all.
This could be useful.
Probability of survival.
How are you getting on with the raider?
We're almost there, but only almost.
What else do you need to get the raider ready?
One of the control jets must have taken a hit when it came down. If we don't fix that, the only thing you'll be flying is circles.
How do we get a new control jet?
Well, only the Albs built this kind of raider. So I guess the only place I can think of would be an Alb maintenance center. That means looking near the Ice Palace in Zakor.
So, not easy to get. Here, I got the replacement control jet for the raider.
Well, that's a good piece of work. I'll get to repairing this right away.
I need that raider ready. The Albs are gathering strength to attack the free lands. We have to be one step ahead of them.
Well, I almost have the thing done, but... You want to take it to Zakor? Don't forget, half of that crate is mine.
Unless you want me to cut you in half, get the damn thing done.
Hey, watch your tone. Don't forget, I put this pile of shit back together. You'll get the raider when I'm ready. And one more thing. Let's not pretend that I don't know who you really are, okay? You've done some impressive stuff, so don't turn out to be a shit in the end, will you? So, when does the raider have to be ready?
There are a few things to take care of first.
Is there a timescale coming at any point?
All right, so this is where we're up to. I have to take care of the Alb commanders in Zakor. That way, I can open up a path to get to the Ice Palace without the Alb forces in that area killing me before I've managed to get close. I still need to learn the access code for the hybrid's chamber. I need that before I attempt to enter the Ice Palace.
Well, it sounds like there's still something to do. Come back when that's taken care of. I'll make sure that the raider is prepared. Just make sure you get it done before the whole damn Alb army shows up here. One question. They're saying you're fighting your brother.
So?
So, is this just some big family bust-up? Is there any chance you're gonna turn around and buddy up again? I'm only asking because, you know, this affects the fate of the world and shit.
I met with my brother Kallaksom, the Elexator.
Ah, really? And you beat him, right? Then we should be happy you're not in pieces. I mean, that guy's a maniac, right?
My brother won't trouble us anymore. But this is far from over.
So, this is more than just a family feud. So what's the problem?
The Albs are led by the hybrid. It is him they serve. It is him they pledge their lives to. But I don't know why. I don't know what he is planning for the Albs, or for Magellan. Everything that happens, that has happened for generations, is because of the hybrid. Only he can answer my questions. Only he can end this war.
So, what are you planning?
If I am to get the answers I need, then I have to find a way to get to the hybrid in the Ice Palace. But that means I need to get the code to access his chamber.
Do you know where you can get it?
All that I know is the code has something to do with the hybrid's past, and has something to do with stars, the universe, infinite skies.
Infinite skies. Hey, that's something I've seen before in a couple of places. But where? Where? Yeah, I got it. There's an old industrial complex out to the southwest of Idan where I found some stuff that mentioned that. An old lab there. But, nah, forget it. Why would that have anything to do with the hybrid?
You mean the old world ruins at the foot of the mountain? Where I found the first replacement part for the Raider?
Yeah, that's the place. That's where I saw those words. It could be a coincidence, but weird, huh? I mean, maybe you can find the answer there.
Perhaps, but there's only one way to find out, and that means going there. All right, so this is where we're up to. I have to take care of the Alp command.
Well, come, just...
Here's the place Harley said he found reference to infinite skies. An old world complex, built to hide something from the outside world. Infinite skies. A corporation that worked on secret research in the old world. They say the hybrid saw the day the comet struck, that he survived. It must be true. Here he was, holed up and hidden in a device of his own making in order to protect himself from the impact. Saved from the fires, but changed by the ELEX. A man become mutant. All that had possessed him while he was a man was the thought of surviving the disaster that was to come. He tried to prepare a select group, those who would be welcomed to the infinite skies. A chance to leave the planet, to avoid destruction. But the plan failed. The government failed to listen to him. He had failed to save them. All he wanted to do was survive. So here he hid. Here he survived. But what did he become? ELEX flooding his body. His hunger for it grew. His mind opened. He became more dependent on it. But what was this man? Who was it that became the hybrid that rules Zakor today? Dr. Adam Charles Dawkins. Immortal. Inaccessible. All-powerful. The pinnacle of evolution. Still driven by the need to survive, he began to see the future. He saw the future then. But what of now? Can the hybrid truly see the future? What does he want for himself? Survival? Safety? A future for us? There is only one way to know. I must speak to him. Secured with a password that referred to the name its human form once took. Now I can reach him. His name, Dr. Adam Charles Dawkins. Now I know the code to the hybrid's chamber. I should use it. Perhaps I will finally get the answers I am seeking. I have the code to the hybrid's chamber.
Then you're going to try and get in?
If we can make it into the Ice Palace, then it is time to confront him. The hybrid planted a control chip in my head. If it worked, he could have told me to kill myself at any time, but the failed attempt to execute me must have damaged the chip instead. That means I can get to him. Then maybe I can find out what he really wants.
Aye. Every time you make this personal, I get pissed at you. This is about more than just you egomaniac.
Alright, so this is where we're up to. I've completed everything. I'm just waiting for you to finish the raider.
You just tell me when you're good to go, and I'll have it ready.
Get that flyer ready to go. I will start the attack on Zakor now.
Attack? Right. So you're not just using this for transport?
No, I need the raider to take out a shield generator.
Right. You could have said that earlier.
Why? What's the problem?
You never said anything about weapon systems.
We said fully operational.
You said you wanted to fly it. I've not had time to repair the weapon systems on top of everything else.
Then why didn't you tell me that?
Then why didn't you tell me what you were planning? If I had known, I could have told you the weapons weren't... I've just about had time to get this thing flying again. It's a complex machine.
Attacking that generator from the air is the only way to take it out. I'll have to ram it.
That's suicide. How will you get out in time?
This is the only way in, so I will have to figure out how to escape when I'm there.
You are one crazy son of a bitch. You fuck this up, we're all dead. Are you sure you want to do this?
I'm not asking for volunteers. You stupid son of a bitch. Good luck, Ray. I'm counting on you.
Looks like some crazy-ass head did your flying stunt for you. That guy must have owed you big time.
Ray, you crazy bastard. I guess he felt guilty for getting me into this mess. Well, Ray, you've opened the way to the Ice Palace. I guess it's time for me to go deeper into Zakor.
I think the others are already waiting on you. Good luck. Go show the hybrid. I hope you get the answers you need. And try not to get killed. We'll all be here, hoping not to die.